Welcome to the Negotiator channel. My name is Sami Miettinen. I'm partner of Translink Corporate Finance in Finland, and we arranged a very successful Nordic Tech Stars event in Savoy, Helsinki, and it was attended by premier Finnish high-growth technology companies ranging from relatively young but super fast-growing Inven, Niilo Pirttijärvi to the established megastars such as Supermetrics. The event was also attended by Marc Irisson, the head of TMT from Paris at Translink Corporate Finance, and Elie Hodara from InfraVia Partners, a exciting growth investor in the SaaS space, also from Paris. We had super interesting companies, and some of them were interviewed here. Petri Hollmén, our former client, a Vaaka portfolio company, CEO of Lyyti. We had Vastuu Group, very exciting business on the social responsibility and ESG. Pekka Vanne. We also discussed with Harry Brade from M&A Growth Partners. He has had amazing successes with such megastars from Finland, such as AlphaSense and Silo AI. Harry also participated in our fireside chat on the event, which was very much appreciated.
So, welcome, Marc Irisson, the head of TMT in Translink Corporate Finance.
Right. Thank you for having me.
You're coming from Paris,
Coming from sunny Paris.
Excellent. Let's keep the politics for today and focus on the business-to-business SaaS and technology. That's something what you do. What are the trends in that sector?
It's obvious that if you look on a general perspective, M&A is a bit in the middle of nowhere at the moment. The truth is that the market is very much polarized, and TMT, the tech space, is no stranger to that. Obviously, when you look at the market right now, you can still see a very decent amount of deals in tech. The latest SaaS index that we provided to the markets show that we're still having a very high volume deals across the globe, in the US and Europe particularly. And funny enough, Europe is doing more deals than in the US for the time being. And it's way higher than the last 6 years average. So there's still a decent amount of deals. But if you look into the details, you will see this very polarized market is also the truth in the tech world. So what does it mean? It means that we've been saying so for a while now, but there's a very strong flight to quality. We started seeing that in the 2023 year, and it just keeps on growing. And the result is that you have those assets, which are flagship assets, that will go for sale at crazy high multiples. We're talking well above 20 times EBITDA multiples. We're talking about still the 8-10 times ARR multiples. And on the other end, you have these still nice assets, but they're not like super qualitative assets. They're just okay assets. And these ones have seen their valuation come down. And I'm not even talking about those assets that are like a bit in trouble or not delivering the right SaaS metrics, which are not even selling anymore, because there's such a mismatch between the expectations of the sellers and what the buyers are ready to offer, that either processes are dragging into months, not years, maybe years, or they just don't go through and they are stopped. So the market is still active. I very much believe that it's full of opportunities right now. And if your company is demonstrating strong SaaS metrics, strong SaaS KPIs, it is still a very, very good moment to go to the markets. Because on the other end, if you look at the private equity side of things, they still have a lot of money to invest. The famous dry powder. The pile is not reducing at the moment. Money is still there, and they need to invest because at some point, the LPs are giving them money, and they need to invest them in companies so they can provide return. So it's, as always in this kind of situation, opportunities to seize, but you have to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and you coming from the France, I have to use a wine analogy here. So now could be a very good vintage because there are partners to made in investing. It could be a good vintage for exit because if you are calling and you deserve a high multiple. And here at the Translink Nordic Tech Stars, the companies all are above 5 million ARR have a fantastic rule of 40 metrics most of the time. So I think we will have a very good vintage of companies here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm always amazed by the quality of the SaaS companies in the Nordics and in Finland especially. I have to say that it's always very inspiring to look at those companies because a lot of the trends and the initiatives and the new things are coming from Nordics and from France, which is a rather large country. It's always surprising and quite compelling to see, well, these guys have something very interesting. And then, well, they have very nice metrics. They manage to grow their business very fast. And the question is how far can they take it? How far can they take it alone within the Nordics, outside of the Nordics, and maybe go up outside of these geographies? So yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, so Marc Irisson, great to have you here. And may I suggest we finish the wines to you in France, and then we share the business SaaS market.
We can definitely find a deal there.
Right, let's go and meet the fantastic Nordic Tech Stars in our event.
Thank you, Sam.
So welcome Petri Hollmén from Lyyti, a Vaaka private equity portfolio company. Welcome here to Translink Nordic Tech Stars seminar.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. You were the helpers to get us to the Vaaka, actually.
Yeah,
2 years back.
Good to have you here. I mean, you recently posted on LinkedIn that your company broke a number of important SaaS metrics. What were those?
Well, I think the most important one is the rule of 40. And that one we reached now with the August numbers, last 12 month numbers. And I don't know if they're SaaS specific, but customer satisfaction, NPS, and also eNPS. They are on a very, very high level. And I mentioned those in my LinkedIn post because I think that, of course, in SaaS business, it's not easy to reach the rule of 40, but depending how committed customer base you have, it's always easier to adjust the costs. But then eNPS, customer satisfaction, and NPS would suffer. So I wanted to really highlight that we reached the rule of 40, but it's a kind of like a sustainable growth company, taking care of the customers and people as well.
Yeah, great stuff. And also another one you broke. This is what we arrange here, Savoy, Helsinki. It's only for the companies who have broken the 5 million ARR. So you clearly passed that already.
Yes, that one we have passed. So it's above 8 million. Yeah, and revenue is 9. So very highly ARR driven business. And 5 million, I think we reached that already in 2020 or.
Yes, good stuff. But that's still quite exclusive. I mean, as an investment banker, I view the sort of the elite group of the Finnish companies to be in the business-to-business SaaS. Is that still the sort of magic segmentation in Finland?
To be in the business-to-business SaaS?
Yeah.
Well, depend on the business, because of course we work with the in the event management industry, management field. So that's rather niche. And that's why we have been going out from the Finland from the very, very early days as well. And currently about 1/3 of our revenues outside of Finland. The B2B SaaS, that's the place where I like to be. And of course, depending of the size of the industry, you can live and prosper in Finland as well.
Excellent. And then about the Finnish business community, it's I mean, you probably know many people here in our event, but it's a small world here, and especially coming from Turku region, I think
it's nice to visit the current capital city of Finland. We are still the original capital city of Finland, but I think when looking from abroad, there's the say that Finland is not a country; it's a country club. And when you consider Turku, then is it like the living room of that country club, or I don't maybe back room, backstage or something like that. But yes, it's actually, I've been thinking about it many times that in the beginning, it's a very good thing to be kind of like the biggest fish in the pond. So everybody knows, you get recognized instead of like a very tiny fish in a huge market, and then enter a bit bigger market. So that has been our strategy.
We last met Translink Corporate Finance founder at Tero Nummenpää's birthday party. So it was a fantastic party.
It was a fantastic party. I think it was organized with our shop.
That shows it then. So if you want to have a good event management, go for it. Thank you.
Exactly. Thanks, and thanks for the invitation.
And let's go meet the other guys.
We do that.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Welcome, Harry Brade. Is that the English pronunciation? The MMGP, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Harry Brade or Harry Brade, however you want to pronounce it, but MMGP is our private equity entity where we invest in AI and software IT companies.
Very good. And you are kind of not a family office, but really a GP and growth partners. But some of your early success have been truly spectacular. You have AlphaSense and Silo AI, which are huge wins. Tell me a little bit about those.
Yeah, thanks, Sami. AlphaSense first, 2014, we entered, we met Jack Coco, and he really made a great impression. At that point of time, the RRR, or annual recurring revenue, was roughly a couple of $1 million. Now it's just broke yesterday, $500 million. And the last investment round was valued at $4 billion. So really a great success story in vertical AI. And then Silo AI, we entered the company in 2018. 1 year after it was founded, we knew Tero Nummenpää, and we had to charm Tero sadly. It took nearly 6 months to charm him. And at that point of time, the company was roughly at a couple of million euros of sales, still breaking into black. And the outcome was quite different from what we first expected.
Yeah, and sounds like you kind of have an AI in both of those. But we are now at Translink Nordic Tech Stars, and our focus is that most of the companies here are B2B SaaS companies with over 5 million ARRs. Is that the sweet spot for you guys, or?
We're quite flexible. So my partner Mikko Leino, I mean, he used to work in Teuvo Kohonen's lab, in the AI lab. He's the most famous AI person in Finland, and so we've had, for 10 years we've had AI focused. Roughly 2/3 of our companies have that flavor. But we can do anything from VC 100K tickets to larger tickets. So we're quite flexible, and we can compete with the largest funds here in Finland, so to speak.
Some of them are truly spectacular. 500 million ARR, that's just my models. So that's the Swedish level of success. 100%.
Yeah, one can say so. So I mean, it's great to see. I mean, looking at AI, there's the horizontal place, but what we really feel the value is in the vertical place, such as in finance. And now AlphaSense kind of taking full on board the Gen AI kind of features in its platform has really kind of compounded. And we believe it will IPO pretty soon. So that will be something phenomenal also from a Finnish history perspective, so to speak.
Yeah, good point. I mean, on Translink Corporate Finance publishes this quarterly report on SaaS, and in that sort of strictly business-to-business SaaS, which doesn't necessarily use AI. The vertical valuation is a little bit about 5 times ARR, and the horizontal ARR multiple of the listed companies is a little bit below 3. So you can see kind of and they used to be in the same multiple, and of course over 10 times in 2021. But you clearly do a lot of segmentation analysis for where the value is.
Exactly. And then, of course, there are the outliers such as Silo AI. So in that case, I mean, when we entered the case, and to be honest, we were thinking first that if we would enter kind of a 2 to 3 times EV sales, so 2 to 3x to the sales, that would be a good outcome, like Idean and Fluid are kind of so far the flagship cases in Finnish value-added resellers and so forth. But then we quickly realized, the company was looking into something quite different. And then when OpenAI came on board, so then we quickly realized we had to spin off Silogen, a product company, because you cannot often operate a product company and a services company in the same company. And there, one thing led to another, and we really worked hard with Lumi, so the supercomputer here in Finland, which AMD is really stacked with the hardware. And there we get to the interesting discussion of what is more important, the large language models or the pipes and the energy which are needed for that. And there, of course, we all know history silo with $665 million versus the roughly 20 million sales. So there we the EV sales was much higher than we first expected.
So fantastic value creation. Good to have you, Harry Brade here, and let's go meet some of the Finnish tech stars here in the Translink event.
Thank you, Sami. Glad to be here.
Great. So welcome, Niilo Pirttijärvi, the co-founder of Inven, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's one of the fastest AI-driven platforms from Finland. Could I call it also business-to-business SaaS?
Yes, business SaaS, definitely. We sell most of the private equities, investment banks, consultancies, so businesses only.
Yeah, and Translink Corporate Finance is also a proud user, and it's actually quite good in finding. You use market tech kind of tools to find companies, but you have taken it one step further.
Exactly. So whenever you really want to find a good list of companies and analyze a set of companies, we're really good at bringing all of that data in there and enabling you to analyze it with AI.
Yeah, and I'd use it also for platform building, and this is for a private equity owned company to see what kind of targets.
Exactly. Exactly. Whenever you want to analyze a market or analyze a specific company, that's when it really shines.
You're relatively new, but you already done a number of funding rounds.
Yes, unfortunately or happily, I don't know which way to put it, but we started the company a bit over 3.5 years ago. At the very beginning, we raised like 125K. I don't know what to call it, like French family fool funding or something like that. Then after the first year, we raised our 1.5 million Series Seed. And now beginning of this year, we raised our Series A, a bit over 10 million round.
Yeah, and I noticed on your cap table, one of my generations, by far the most intelligent guys, Tuomo Vuolteenaho, through joint effects is also an investor.
Exactly, yeah. And he's been investing more, I think, on each round as well. So I think he's happy, at least at the valuation growth.
You also more global and strong focus in the American market?
Yeah, exactly. Around 60% of our ARR comes from the US, 30% Europe, 10% rest of the world. It's a very global product. So really anywhere you want to analyze companies, it works well.
For a Finnish company, that's always a good ambition. And one of the persons I interviewed here was Harry Brade, and he was talking about AlphaSense having already 500 million ARR. Yeah. It's you're not quite there, but you're growing very fast. So rule of 40 all the time.
Yes, well, a rule of 40 is kind of funky when you're growing 700% a year. It doesn't work that well. It becomes a funky equation.
Rule of 700.
Yeah, something like that is closer to it. But eventually, obviously, as we continue growing more and more, it has to stabilize a bit, and rule of 40 becomes more relevant there. And hopefully someday catching up to AlphaSense in the growth rates as well.
Your funding is kind of the growth driven, but also, I guess, capital management. I guess it's cost some money to generate the data.
Yeah, well, we have to invest a lot into the product. And it is a product company, and there's so much things that we can do with the product. So investing more and more into it just makes a lot of sense. And also, obviously, we wouldn't be growing so fast as the customer acquisition wasn't very profitable. The customers weren't very happy with the results that they were getting.
You are in the sweet spot where you use AI to trial SaaS. So is that the sweet spot at the moment?
It is compared to starting a different type of startup. I'm very happy that we started this like a B2B SaaS with an AI focus. It's a good space to be, definitely.
I was yesterday in the Finnish Agentics network, which was a couple of weeks ago, already got a couple of thousand people. And the stuff you can do with AI in the white code. It also can be a disruption, but if you're born AI-driven, then
you're kind of the one disrupting it from somebody else, so that's always good for you if you're on that side.
This is a small community. We'll see a lot of friends in this event, companies with high ARRs and good metrics. Is the business-to-business SaaS community something that Finland should still focus on?
Definitely. I'm a big believer in just like B2B SaaS and a bit of AI sprinkled on top of it. It's just a fundamentally really good business model. What I always find really funny about it is that let's say we sell to our customer, they buy our tool for $10,000. euros, and we're actually very happy. Like we got 10,000 euros out of it, but it's so amazing. They pay the 10,000 euros every year from that point on, which is I'd be happy with the first 10,000, but they keep paying us as they continue to be happy. It's an amazing business model.
And 700% growth, I guess some negative cash flow for the growth, so the profitability, I guess, in the phase, but the net revenue retention and churn are still.
Yeah, you can get obviously lead it from like net revenue retention, churn figures to get a lot of indication of how profitable the growth is actually, but also things like CAC multiples and like customer acquisition costs, and you can look at the customer usage as well to get indications of like, okay, what's the gross margin going to be if there's like usage costs and that kind of things.
And do you have time to do like the key account management, that kind of growth? You have to automate it.
Yes, well, I mean, historically we were really poor at it. Like if you think about the situation 2 years ago, we didn't have anybody doing it, but now it's a 6-person team doing customer success, and it's like a proper function. But 2 years ago, it was me.
It's an inspiring story, and you being relatively young guy with your co-founder, I guess you have good chemistry with your part of the team.
Everything's been working really well with us. We have a very simple structure where I do the commercial side, they do the product side, and that has worked really well for us.
Yeah, you haven't started web coding yet.
Yes, unfortunately. There would be so many good features coming out so quickly, but...
Excellent. Good having you, Neil, and it's a good product.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Pekka Vanne from Vastuu Group.
Thank you.
That's you have over 20 million of revenues, but what exactly do you do?
So we are a compliance services house offering various kinds of compliance as a service products. Our services help companies understand compliance requirements, show their own compliance, and monitor their suppliers, customers, or any other cooperation partners' compliance.
Great to have you here. I think you are part owned by one of our favorite family offices, Hartwall Capital.
That's correct, yes.
We just did the deal with them earlier today, so we love those guys. But it's this event where this is recorded, this Translink Nordic Tech Stars, and a lot of the companies you have met here are on the software as a service business. Do you have that kind of a recurring revenue element in your business?
We do, yes. We are almost 90% recurring revenue and strive to maintain that ratio also going forward.
Okay, but you have a little bit of services.
Some of our services require short consulting, or let's say help to our customers in the beginning. And not all services renewed automatically, but almost all.
Are you not really a reg tech? So sometimes people try to kind of lead into that space where you have to do certain bureaucratic functions because you hate them, you outsource it, but you just need to do things right. Is it kind of you still have the ESG trend driving your business?
Absolutely, yeah. So what we do is we make socially responsible business as easy as it can be so that it actually happens in society. That's our mission, to advance the responsible society. So we want to free particularly the mid-sized company from the headache of compliance management so that they can focus on serving their customers and what they're good at.
Vastuu, how would you translate it in English?
Vastuu means responsibility. So we have coined the term. We are the company carrying that name here in Finland.
Do you use that proudly when you go over Finland?
Absolutely, and very proudly, and that's the main reason why most of our people actually work at Vastuu Group and where they stay.
Yeah,
it's good to be on the side of the good guys.
Absolutely. And now at this Nordic Tech Stars, we have both investors and some of the leading Finnish companies here, but we also have a lot of international guests here. How is your internationalization strategy?
Well, so we are a growth company. We want to be a growth company, and we have a lot of opportunity still in Finland. We want to broaden our service offering. Regulation keeps mounting up. We want to be there for our customers to solve the future needs. We can still expand to some industries where we are underpenetrated. But yes, internationalization is something we're thinking very hard about, and we hope to see that in the coming years in the next stage.
Yeah, we entertain doing a bit of mergers and acquisitions to get that going.
Well, Vastuu Group did its first acquisition ever this spring. We acquired a company offering legal compliance services, and it wasn't the last one we intend to do. So that's in Finland, yes. Yeah. But yes, acquisition could be a way of starting an international side of our business.
Excellent. Good to have you here among the rest of the Nordic Tech Stars. And I think let's go charm the people in this figure.
Thank you for having me here.
Bonjour, Elie, Hodara, InfraVia Capital. Great to have you here in Helsinki in Translink Tech Stars.
Thank you for having me.
You coming from Paris, I take it. And can you tell a little bit about your company, especially its SaaS part of the fund?
Sure. So InfraVia Capital Partners was originally launched in 2008 as an infrastructure investment firm. So we 14 investments in Europe so far, 2 in the Nordics, 1 in Finland, 1 in Denmark. In Finland, it's a company called One Click LCA that we did alongside PSG Equity. In terms of deal structure, we are really very flexible. We invest as minority holders as well as majority holders. We are very flexible on that. The only non-flexibility we have is that we don't invest in consumer businesses. So it's pure B2B software. We are 11 people sitting in Paris with asset managers and investors in the team. And we are part of the global InfraVia Capital Partners platform, which provides us and provide the portfolio companies support in headhunting, cybersecurity issues, compliance, legal issues during the holding period. I would say free of charge. It's completely free of charge.
Yeah, great focus. So we Finns, at least from an industry banker's point of view, are very good in business-to-business SaaS companies. Is that the kind of what you're looking, and what kind of companies in that segment you would be looking here in Finland?
I mean, we are very sector agnostic in terms of when it comes to SaaS. We like critical industries like cyber, healthcare, you name it. But we are very, very flexible in what we like with Finland, and we have seen it with One Click LCA, and the partners of the team that one of the partners invested in eNPS, for instance, when he was at his previous firm. What we see with this kind of companies is that they are very mature early because they understand that they need to go abroad quickly to capture the European markets. So they structure very early and they are very capital efficient from the beginning. So what we like is the mindset of the Finnish entrepreneurs that are able to structure their team very quickly and very early and roll out a capital efficient plan to scale in Europe and maybe in the US afterwards. But that's what we are looking for. We are looking for entrepreneurs that are very conscious of the scale they need to achieve, very conscious of the support they need to scale in Europe. So they come to us and they say, yeah, I need to grow in Western Europe. How can you help me? And we have people in the team that have connections and we can support in business development. So that's super helpful. So that's what we like. And yeah, of course, the Finnish market is very, very, very deep. And what I like with Scandinavia is that it's not only located in Helsinki, but you have great companies in Oulu, you have great companies in Tampere, in Turku. So it's very, very diverse. And we spend a lot of time here in the team. We have a Finnish guy that's called Ari Salonen. He's the former general manager of Baseware, North America. And he's a Finnish guy. And he founded as well a Finnish company called Nidaxo. Yeah, so we kind of know the ecosystem and we like the environment and we want to keep investing in it.
This is the colors of my ice hockey team. The final question, I mean, in Translink, we published this quarterly SaaS valuation report and Rule of 40, is that something what you use or is that just to play for you guys?
We look at it, but it's not like an investment criteria per se, because depends on the type of EBITDA first. So it means is it full cash EBITDA or are the R&D expense fully expensed? So you have a very, very, very negative EBITDA, but a growth at 6 months short, but still below the 40 points. So it's very difficult to say, yeah, I'm not investing in a business because it's below the rule of 40. So it's a criteria that we look at, but we try to, it's a good proxy, I would say, but we try to factor what's actually to be kept in that loop. To make sure that we don't we are not too aggressive on the judgment on the company. We track it over the holding period, but we are not the kind of fund that would say, yeah, it's below the 40 points, so we are not looking at it. It's not what we work. It's not how we work. Sorry, but it's a good proxy, but it's not the basis built.
Excellent. And today you will meet some of the best SaaS companies here in Helsinki. So maybe you have had a look on those profiles. So great to have you here in Helsinki, Elie, Hodara, and InfraVia Capital.
Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this special episode of Translink Nordic Tech Stars. And if you are interested in the similar content on looking behind the investment banking day-to-day activities, let me know. I could also do this in Finnish. And as you have listened this far, I would really appreciate if you could support the channel by subscribing it. Please contact any of the Translink Corporate Finance experts if you have a business which is in a similar field as this company is mentioned here, or you want to have a discussion on the valuation trends or investment banking products applicable to your business. We can be found at www.translinkcf.com or FI. Thanks. And the final thing, you should also consider subscribing to Translink quarterly SaaS valuation analysis. It's fact-packed with valuation trends in the SaaS business and its constituents, such as separate valuation for US markets, European markets, and high growth companies, and vertical and horizontal SaaS, for example. Thanks for listening and watching, and if you have listened thus far, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. Thank you.